Hello everybody and welcome to Mr. Stansfield's educational videos. Today we're going to be taking a look at how to make an ID picture for camera checkout. There's a very specific size that that ID picture needs to be. So we're going to go through how to take the picture and edit the photo in Adobe Photoshop. Now if you look here at the bottom of the screen in the dock, I have Photo Booth and Photoshop. If you don't have one or either of these apps in your dock, you can find them using Spotlight. Go up here to the upper right hand corner, or the shortcut key is Command Spacebar. So if you hold Command and then press Spacebar, you can access this searchlight and you can search for Photo Booth, click Enter, and it's going to pop up. Here we go, I have Photo Booth open, and I want you to take a picture where I can see your face, not too small, so not too far away, not too close. And right about there. You can tilt the screen if you need to. If you have something really bright behind you, you might want to get a friend to maybe hold up a blackboard or something like that. In this case, I've got the screen back here. You can see I'm waving to myself. Very meta. But the light's fine on my face, so I can see everything clearly. Make sure your mustache is on point, your bow tie is straight, and then go ahead and take a picture. Look at the camera. Now I want you to make sure that I can tell who you are here. And then otherwise, as long as you're not blocking your face or anything like that, that's fine. No effects, just a straightforward picture is fine. If you go and right click here on the little photo that you've created and click export, it's going to take that photo and export it. It's going to make it so you can use that photo in Photoshop. And if you click this little down arrow, go ahead and just save it to the desktop. We're going to delete it later, or we're going to save it to our Google Drive account. So we're just going to save it to the desktop, and there it is. Once I'm done with that, I can close that, and I'm ready to go ahead and start using this in Photoshop. Now, if I double click on this small picture, it's going to open up in the app preview, which I don't want. I want to open it up in Photoshop, so I'm just going to click and drag it down to Photoshop. Again, if you don't have Photoshop open, you can use Spotlight up here and search for Photoshop, and you'll find it there. Now what I'm going to do is select the crop tool, which is this tool right here. It's the 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth tool down, the crop tool. And then I want to go up here to ratio, and I want to choose 1:1 square. I want to have a square image for my ID. And if you look right here, leaving some space, unfortunately I'm going to lose the bow tie, but that's okay. I want to leave some space underneath my face, so head and shoulders is a pretty good size. And I'm just going to go ahead and crop. I can go ahead and hit this checkbox up here or enter on the keyboard. Once I have my square, I'm going to make it the right size. I'm going to go here, image size, and I'm going to go ahead and set, change inches to pixels. Make sure that this is pixels right here. I'm going to resample, and I'm going to choose 250 pixels by 250 pixels. So I just go ahead and type in 250, and the resolution is fine at 72, and I'm going to click OK. Now the photo is going to get really small over here, and that's good. We want it to be really small. If you look up here, though, you'll see that it is 66.7%. So I can go up to View, and I can look at it at 100%. View, 100%. You can see the shortcut key is Command 1. This is good, so I can work with the full size of the image. It's still pretty small, and that's okay. The next step is to grab the gradient tool. So here's the second tool we're going to be using. It's on the left side of the screen. Click on the gradient tool, and you can see here up on the top that it's going to go from black to white. We want to choose from black to this checker box, which is foreground to transparent. We're going to go ahead and click on that, and we're going to actually change the foreground down here. This is the foreground black and the white is in background. I'm going to hit D on the keyboard. That will set the default black and white, and then I'm going to hit X to switch white and black foreground and background. So you can see up here it goes from white to transparent. And what I'm going to do is drag from somewhere kind of near the bottom, not the complete bottom, to about my chin, maybe the middle of my chin. And I want to make sure that it's not a diagonal line but a perfectly straight line. Watch what happens. I haven't let go. I've clicked and I have not let go of the mouse. If I hold the Shift key, it will snap to a straight line at 45 or 90 degrees. And what I want is this nice gradient here. You can see that looks pretty good. I might actually do that again and start from a little bit higher and then go to about the middle of my chin. Remember, I'm holding the Shift key. Basically, I want some white space here. I still can see my face, and that looks pretty good. The next tool we're going to use is the text tool, which is this T down here. click on the text tool. It might take a little while to load because fonts, actually, believe it or not, take up a lot of space and a lot of memory. You can see I've got the spinning pinwheel of death. Just give it a second to load all the fonts. And as it's doing that, we'll wait. All right, so the fonts have loaded here, and we're going to choose, the font I want you to use is Helvetica. So if you click up here, the default is apparently Myriad Pro. We're going to actually go and scroll up. You can also just start typing H-E-L, and it should start to pull up the font, Helvetica. Again, it's taking a long time because fonts take a while to use. Helvetica Regular is what we want. We're going to change the point font here. Well, let's see what 12 looks like. I think we might end up changing that. And I want you to, all right, so that 12 is not going to work. Cancel text. I'm going to go ahead and suggest that we try 30, see how that goes. There we go. And type your first and last name. Now you want to make sure up here that it is black. You want to have black text over a white background. You don't want to have white over black. You want to have the white gradient and the black text. And in this case, if you have a really long name, you may have to kind of hit enter and then keep typing if you have like maybe 2 last names or something like that. And I'll show you how to move this. So you can see once I'm done, if I hit enter, not return, look at the keyboard, you want to hit enter, that will make the text box complete. And you look over here in your layers, you can see Mr. Stansfield, the text box is complete. Go to the top, and that's the move tool, and then click and drag that, and you can see it's going to line it right up in the middle. I have a purple line right here, and it's telling me you are in the middle now. So I've centered my name right there. You may have to go up here in the move tool if it doesn't select the text, auto select layer, and that might help you to select the text to move it around. You can see when it's centered, it centers, and that's pretty good. I can bring it down a little bit, and that looks pretty good too. The last step is to flatten it. If you go to layer right here, and then any of these 3, merge down, merge visible, or flatten image. I'm going to flatten the image, and then I'm going to go ahead and go File, Save As, and whenever you save a file, typically in Photoshop, you're going to save as. Click this little down arrow right here, and this is going to be really important. We want to save as, and we want to have our name in here. You want to have your first name, okay, capital, underscore, last name, okay. So you're going to have your first name, underscore, last name. And we're going to save the format as a JPEG format, and we're going to save it to the right place. So in this case, you're going to go to your Google Drive, and your photography folder that you've made, you're going to save it there. In this case, I'm just going to save it to the desktop because I'm trying to move pretty fast. Last underscore first. Don't worry about the period number. I don't want any other thing in the file name except your first name and last name. Click Save. And then you have a second option here for JPEG options. We want the smallest file possible. And you can see that gets really pixelated. So we don't want maybe that small. Maybe let's choose 5. Looks actually pretty good. Oh, we could probably get by with 4. So choose quality 4 and then click OK. And you are now done with your ID picture. The next step is just to submit it to Google Classroom, upload it. It's the right size because we went image size. It's a square because we used the ratio when we cropped. You've got the white background, the black text, and it's centered.